Hi, I'm Mike Lyons, Exhibition Director for IBTM, part of the IBTM portfolio, and this is IBTM Talks. We're happy to have with us today Mr. Cedric Calhoun, who's the President and CEO of ResearchTrack. And Cedric's going to tell us a little bit about what ResearchTrack is and their relationship with the IBTM portfolio and how that's going to come into play at this year's IBTM in Orlando in June. Cedric, it's so good to have you with us. So tell us a little bit about how did ResearchTrack start and give us a little background on it.
Well, ResearchTrack started about 3 years ago, and frankly it started out of just me being frustrated in tracking my continuing education towards recertification. I got so frustrated that I decided to do it myself. So I ended up creating a program that helps an individual track their education towards their recertification goals. And then we send you reminders to let you know when you're due, how many points you still need to have, how many points you have, and then send you a nice report as well.
Well, that's fabulous, because I know that this used to be a paper process, and obviously that was very tedious for people to kind of keep track of that on their own via paper.
Yes, and that's probably the biggest part. What we really look at are the pain points within the certification or recertification process. So that keeping track of a paper trail, now we have actually automated that entire process. You can scan your information directly into the system. So instead of a hard copy manila folder that may get lost somewhere, you now have it backed up on a system that is secure. And then you can also create a compressed zip file and save it onto your own desktop, and therefore have it in two places at one time.
That's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about how you're getting the word out there on ResearchTrack to the industry.
Sure. We are sending a number of press releases. We're making a number of partnerships within the industry. Obviously, our partnership with IBTM's portfolio, AIBTM, EIBTM have been two of the programs that we are working with closely. So we're making sure that we get information out about that. We're also using social media, Facebook, Twitter, to get the word out as well. And actually, ASAE is now using our program to track education for the CAE program renewals.
Excellent. Could you tell me, what would you say is the single most important advantage the partnership with ResearchTrack provides to AIBTM attendees?
Well, I think probably the biggest advantage is the fact that education is provided by some of the large education providers out there in the industry who are offering CEU credit towards industry certifications. So by virtue of that actually occurring, the partnership with ResearchTrack is a connection of being able to track that information towards a CMP, CEM, CMM, whatever industry certification or designation that you have. But the advantage is that AIBTM can actually drop that information directly into your profile if you're attending their event.
Great, great. So I have another question for you. Doesn't any other organization provide a tracking service for MICE professionals to track their education?
Not in this way. I think most groups will provide a transcript that says, if you attended our event, we have a list of that information in our database. What we do is we take it the next step further and we say, well, if you have a CMP or a CEM, we can actually track it and align it with those domains. And as you're putting information into the system, you can see exactly where you are in terms of your progress towards recertification. That no one else in the business does.
Well, that's great. So it sounds definitely like this partnership with AIBTM and the IBTM portfolio actually is a major differentiator from some of these other education providers.
I would say it's probably one of the biggest differentiators in the industry right now. In the sense that most groups will give you a hard copy certificate or an email that says this is what you attended, and then it's on you as the individual to remember where you took it, when you took it, where you took it, in order to keep track of that information. We actually take that step a little bit further, and as I said, AIBTM can send that information directly over to us, and if you have a profile in our system, we can upload that information directly to your profile.
So that's such a great benefit to all the hosted buyers and all the other folks that are going to be attending AIBTM this June in Orlando, who will be able to really see a process that is so much easier and simpler than the one that they've been accustomed to for the last few years.
Absolutely, it will be seamless.
Great. So how many industry certifications does the Association and Meeting Professionals Advancement Portal actually track?
It's well over 20
Wow.
right now, and we are continuing to add international certifications and designations as we speak.
Great. Now I just have one more question for you. So how else does this portal help individual MICE professionals?
Well, it does a couple of different things. One of them is we have created a guide to association meeting industry certification. So, and what that basically is that it actually is a document that is free for download on our website, whereby you can see the requirements for certification, you can see what the recertification requirements are, and then you can also see what the skill sets are needed. So an individual can go in there, and if they want to be certified, they can actually see where they are in terms of their career progression, what they need still in order to sit for an exam, and then once they have accumulated that, they can use the system, because a lot of these certification programs require an individual to have education before you can qualify to sit, so you can actually track that information in the system as well. One of the other keys is that we list education that's going on within the industry. We don't list it all, but we do list a fair amount of educational opportunities as well as news that's going on in the industry. And again, we don't list everything, but we do list those articles that are relevant to the industry that folks might be interested in.
That's great. Thanks, Cedric. And thanks for speaking to us today with IBTM Talks. We look forward to seeing how all of our hosted buyers that come to IBTM are able to take advantage of ResearchTrack. Thanks and take care.